come.
Well, predictable. We've got some flash bans because no one wants the fastest man alive.
API.
Yes, and API. So what did we see last time? We saw some complexity. We saw them run a very unorthodox mixture of champions that allowed them to more or less be dominant over Field Team 6. This puts us in a place where now, I know KGB saw that match.
Yep.
And I know they're thinking to themselves, how are we going to dominate old school?
You dominate old school with bruisers. And looks like KGB's going that way with Nightmare Batman. He's going to lock someone down and absolutely just maul them. He's going to be on top of them like some old school wrestler ripping off his shirt and just, belly flopping on someone off the high rope.
But see, this is the thing. Once you get there, you look at the Lord of Atlantis. You see him with his trident. You see him throw it from downtown. And then the crosstown dunks. Boom! Closes those fools out. So you have to watch yourself because you see that on Blue Freeze. You best respect.
Then you go back and you have another tumbler, acrobatic wrestler in Catwoman. She's going to be jumping around this match like nothing else. She's going to lay it all on the line.
That is true. I can't really fault that. But then you look at the Joker. I've got him. He's the most elusive man in entertainment today. You look at these sports. You see them running around. You see him drop that present on the ground and these teeth pop out. Ankle biter, ankle biter. Oh, shoots you in the face with a bazooka fist. Oh, closes you out.
All right. Well, then we got Team Acrobatic on this side. Look at this. Robin and Arrow. Just straight up tumblers. People who can move around. No one's going to lock them down. You think he's going to land a Mr. Punchy on one of them? No way. They're going to spring off every rope. Come on them all at once. Tag team style. Landing on them. Boom, boom, boom. Done.
And then they come around the side thinking they're all slick. And you see Atomic Woman. What's that you hear in the background? It looks like a chainsaw. You hear that? Oh, it's a horrible sound. And they come through the side. Oh, Robin, you think you're all slick? Yeah, Robin's not even here. It's Gascat. She tries to run away. It's irrelevant because the chainsaw seeketh. And she comes down south, stabs out in the torso, spins around. Oh, whole team's hurt. Gasbat rolls in, throws a sonic grenades like, I see you, Gascat. Where you at, girl? And shoots her in the face.
And then Harley's there with her mallet saying, I'm gonna break this on your back like a chair. Boom, you're done, Gasbat. Get out.
Oh, but then deny the black, girl. You think you see that? Look, that checkbook is black. Here I am, coming from the side, closing you out.
I just want to confirm that the game hasn't started yet, right? We're just talking about hypotheticals?
Well, to be
There's
clear.
no hypothetical.
Right,
There's one train, and it's leaving the station.
It's crystal clear what's going to happen in this game. I don't know what you're talking about.
And this train has one speed, and that speed is win!
What?
I'm talking about suplexes all over this ring.
People going through tables, chairs, climbing that height to get that belt, dog. This is how we do it. This is how it works in Infinite Crisis. You get it. Gotta get it.
Get it.
Yeah.
I understand that. Arcane Green Lantern, though? No damage. What's he gonna do? Save someone's life? No. Who is he gonna save? Atomic Wonder Woman when she's jumping away? Gasbat when he's jumping away? This is garbage.
Wait.
They got cowards on their team. Look at.
So this is, what is this, the hate police? All right, let's see this. All right, so we have a woman in spandex hopping around doing yoga poses. That's great. That's cool. Let's just be clear here. That's nice for a certain brand of champion. But when you look at team comp and you realize you're here to win, there's time for yoga, and that's after the match. Maybe even before the match if you believe in a certain level of drainage. But let us be clear here. We are here to win.
Whoa. There is no yoga in wrestling. That is nowhere to be in this ring. Yoga? Go back to wherever you're from. I don't even know. Get out. Unless you're yoga pants, then get in.
Oh, there. See there. Now we're talking. See, this is the reason why Catwoman made the draft, clearly. I mean, KGB's is like, hey, you know what? Pseudo, let's get you in the tightest costume we can find, girl. Let's get it in. I don't know if, actually, Pseudo's a boy, but it's cool. No, it's cool. We're equal opportunities here, and this is how it is. So we see this match start, and we see Nightmare Batman just running headlong into the Lord of Atlantis. He doesn't care.
No, he's not going to Lord of Atlantis. He wants that weakling Green Lantern.
Oh, there we have it.
Arc Green Lantern. Who is he a knight of? What? The knight of the square tables, because that's what he is, a nerd.
Oh, it's nerd time? Is that what this is going to be about? Look,
get him out of my face.
Good luck with that, dog. Because here's the thing. When you have Deny the Black, he shows up whenever you don't want him to be. He's here. He's creeping, just creeping around the corner. You don't know where he's coming from. When he comes on the side, you'll be like, oh, look, he's the dude you don't want to ever invite to your party because the dude shows up and he's the guy who bumps that mix table when you got that whole group of people. You don't want that. And then this Joker, just hanging out, just doing his thing, running back and forth because that's what Platypus is about.
Yeah. Complexity, all about moving back and forth.
Right.
Never in a straight line.
That's true.
That's why they're not going to win.
Wow, this match, actually, to be clear, this is the exact same match they had when they played Field Team 6.
I agree with you, that is. But is Arc Green Lantern jungling again? He is.
Yeah, he is. He's going to bring that. Spaghetti.
Spaghetti in the jungle.
Not just good for red sauce, but also for jungle sauce. He brings it in. What? You didn't like that?
No, that was great,
so
actually.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I like. Yeah, that's right. So anyway, we've got him running around over the side, and it looks like he's going to start. No, actually, the difference is this time around. Last time, the bottom lane actually started in the creature camp. And it looks like this time around they did not. So as a result, we're going to have Spaghetti kind of doing his route. We've got Telekinetic more or less taking his sweet-ass time to get to the top lane.
Yeah, that's what he does, right? He's a lazy, atomic Wonder Woman. He doesn't want to be in lane against that Catwoman. She's going to roll all over him, jumping top ropes, landing on his head. Look at that. One strike already, taking off like 10% of his health.
But see, this is the difference. This is post-patch Atomic Woman and post-patch Catwoman. So I think we're going to see this match. This is a match about mobility. And you really look at that. It's like you have two of the most mobile characters in our game. The difference is this. Atomic Wonder Woman, chainsaw. What are you going to do about that early game? Chainsaw. She takes that stuff, puts it upside your head. Yoga Pants ain't saving you.
Obviously never heard of Indiana Jones. She's going to take that chainsaw, whip it out of her hands.
Yeah. Maybe around level 6. But until then, that chainsaw is going to be applied liberally to head and shoulders.
Ooh, look at this. Nightbat coming in, missing his Batarang.
Oh, we saw this last time, trying to force those ganks early.
Yeah.
But it looks like they're going to try to parlay this directly into an EMP take.
Which they can do if they focus.
And we see the EMP trades. One top, one bot. Oh, gotta get it.
I just don't get there's the understanding of this trade right now. They're just letting it hit each other. No, focus on this.
They're letting that take damage. Look at that Nightmare Batman getting punched in the head. He doesn't know what's up.
Green Arrow's doing work on Gasbat over there. You know why? He's like Rey Mysterio. Just jumping off that top rope. Swinging around their neck. He's gonna land on him.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. You see Green Arrow with that power spike. That ain't happening because here's the reality. When you see that bat screen come with, that's for whom the bell tolls. Level 6, we're gonna see some hammers dropped like they're hot right on these fools' heads.
Yeah, Harley's hammer. She's gonna drop like a tombstone on someone's head. Boom. Skull fragments everywhere.
Oh, that's true. I have to really think about that for a second. But then I realized, wait 1 second. Joker one more time hanging out. Hey, girl, you don't want to drop that tombstone, right? Oh, bazooka shot to the face. Oh, those braces looking pretty ugly on that slumber party, girl.
Whoa, that's his girl. You're right. That is his girl. He ain't gonna do that.
Yeah, you don't know the Joker.
Love. Oh,
yeah. Oh, what's up, dog? Yeah,
Punch
default.
didn't get it, though. Punch didn't get it.
Closing that stuff out right there.
Yeah, that was a good play.
This is what we're seeing right now. And I feel like this is a different story from the last game we saw Complexity, where they were significantly more in line with Field Team 6's bottom lane. But now we see that early kill, and that's going to be a big deal.
Catwoman, just follow that up and you had it.
Yoga pants, girl.
I know.
You gotta get
They're
that
restrictive.
This is what I'm trying to say.
They're keeping her in that small ring instead of going out of the ring, grabbing that chair and slapping that girl on the back.
All bound up.
Man.
Pseudo's constrained.
Yep.
But Telekinetic, he doesn't care. He's got a chainsaw. He's gonna take that. He's gonna take that and put it right upside her head.
Look, they got that arcane Green Lantern in lane.
3v3 bot.
Yeah, but what is he gonna do?
We have Joker throwing the present early, trying to make sure that we can push this for the siege.
Is he gonna chain him to the ground? No.
No.
Is he gonna, hit him with his construct?
No, and the reason why we're seeing that is you got to think about it. When you've got your free pass to everything, the get out of jail free card of the Deny the Black, when you're running around in the jungle and you see a 3v3, you immediately disengage to continue to farm. Because the difference between a Nightbat and an RGL is going to be their clear speeds. And you really have to consider that. So Spaghetti saw a 3v3, saw Platypus push that turret, and decided immediately to go back and farm his creatures in his own jungle because he knew that in order to get that free VIP sweet ticket to crash any party that comes up, he needed to get level 6 because that is his free ticket. That's his ticket to ride, dog.
I will say, though, I do like Complexity's global ult that they have going on with Atomic Wonder Woman and Deny the Black with King Green Lantern. Though I'm still curious on how they're going to rock with that Lord of Atlantis in middle versus Gascat.
Yeah. Well, see, this is the thing you don't understand. Atlanteans, they don't screw around. Look at that.
Oh,
Oh, you like that trident, girl? Put that in your teeth. Yeah, it's like a rose, but different. Yeah. See, this is what Blue Freeze brings to the table. Like, you can ban his flash, and that's fine, but what he's really bringing to the table is power, damage, assassination. And what happens is you're going to see some straight out of Atlantis Amazonian dunks. Like, we're looking for, like...
looks like a Nightbat ganking top real quick. With,
comes
no.
in on telekinetic. Telekinetic does not care.
Leaving.
They're, in fact, exactly 0 fucks given. He basically just hops away because when you look at that and you look at these two, this has got to be a miserable lane to gank. Ultimately, if you are going to push that top, if you're going to go into that lane, you have to recognize you're probably not going to seal the deal. All you're going to do is buy your Catwoman time. And in all fairness, you have Atomic Wonder Woman, a very, very powerful early game character. On the other hand, you've got Catwoman. She builds it up, you know. She got to give it a roll. You get those yoga pants. You see him shaking. You know what I mean? That's what builds it up. It's it's a little bit about that tease, and that's what Catwoman brings to the table. So in reality, every time Nightmare Bat rolls in there, it costs him a little bit of time in his own creatures, but it builds him for the mid to late game matchup.
I'm gonna agree with that. I'm also gonna state that Lord of Atlantis right now, is he behind in gold?
Is this what's happening right now? Are we calling out Blue Freeze?
No, I'm not calling it out. I'm just saying, I think he's struggling mid.
Oh,
no,
well,
they're about
you
even.
could say
they're
that,
about even.
but in fact, no, he's actually about 200 ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was looking at the wrong
300,
name.
400,
Yeah.
500,
200,
500 ahead.
200.
No, 500, dog. 500.
1990 to 2100.
24. Allow me to school you a little bit in what we refer to as numbers. So
Ooh,
here's the deal.
Complexity's got this lead.
We've got Blue Freeze holding strong. Again, as the Lord of Atlantis, you can expect to see some hard dunks later on. Now look for him to wander. What he's going to do is he's going to try to shove that lane out so he doesn't lose any credits. And then from there, he's going to pick a direction. It's like a choose your own adventure, dog. He's going to be like, oh, do I want some yoga pants? Oh, no, I know I want some slumber party sweetness. And he's going to decide to go down in one of those directions. And he's not going to stop till they're satisfied.
Looks like ArcGL's going to take out that EMP robot with Atomic Wonder Woman top.
Yeah, so it looks like we've got a number 2. We have a level 2 EMP in play for complexity. So what that means is they, at any point in time, could possibly drop what appears to be an 8-second suppression on the turret, assuming that the other team doesn't respond and destroy it. So you can look for some very strong tower dives potentially in the future, and it looks like ArcGL went back, and it appears he might be loaded. I'm not dead certain. No, he's not loaded. He did not take it with him, so he will not be able to deploy it.
He's saving it for later. Do you know why?
Why?
Because he's a coward.
Oh.
He can't do anything till level 6.
That's a bold claim. You know what? To be clear here, let's just talk about this. So when we talk about early game aggression, we talk about early game pressure. Look at Nightmare Batman. Nightmare Batman, look at his kit. You've got stealth. Oh, we got Platypus dodging away. I'm sorry. So we've got stealth in Nightmare Batman. He comes off the side. He can basically apply pressure at virtually any time, but each time he does it, he loses creature control. So at this point in time, you look at those credits. You see it. So Game Slave, 1934. We look at Spaghetti, 1976. The early game advantage should be in Game Slave's favor.
It should be.
But in reality, who's greater?
I'm still going to say Game Slave, only due to his utility. At level 6, he's going to be able to kill someone. Arc Green Lantern.
He'll be able to negate that kill.
No.
I smell denial. I smell denial.
He will not be within range.
Oh, I smell denial. So here's the reality. If you look at that early game pressure and you look at those credits, and you see that ArcGL is generally competitive with him, you have to recognize the simple fact. He is one step ahead. And we're going to see how this plays out. Because when you look at Spaghetti versus Game Slave, you look at where they are on the map. Right now we have the bottom lane, and that itself is pretty powerful. But you really do have to consider the rest of the stolen powers they've chosen. So I guess to be fair, you do have Game Slave with the teleport. He can be anywhere at any given interval, whereas you have ArcGL, whose ultimate is a teleport.
With the short distance.
Yeah, you're right. He has to be somewhere within half the map. My bad. My bad, dog.
Oh, and here's the roam.
Yes, we do. We have the 4v3, and let's see if Complexity can seal this deal. That's one.
That's all they're going to get.
You think so?
Yes, because look at this. That Lord of Atlantis is going down.
No, it does not look.
Because Gascat's coming in.
Gascat comes in. But it looks like, yes, Aquaman does in fact eat it.
Oh, guess who else is coming in? Catwoman. This is turning around.
Catwoman has turned around, but it's
She's
still a 3v.
jumping.
Now it is a 2v2. Let's see if we can seal this deal.
You know what she just did right there? Top rope.
And wow.
No focus.
Wow.
That was-
Platypus with the big plays. That is a big play. And we've got Spaghetti shifting it out. A little jungle bind. We're going to see if we have that lantern. It looks like Catwoman is trying to get in. And we
Looks
have
like
Game
Gameslave
Slave
is
comes
back.
right back in. So Platypus is trying to make the play to actually create distance. We've got Spaghetti trying to find a way to knock Game Slave down. Looks like Game Slave might make the... Oh, he does the juke through the stealth field. But Blue Freeze actually shanks the Lord of Atlantis.
Everything.
Skill shot.
He's
and
not very lordly right now.
yes, but that's all right. And they choose to drop the ultimate there. I'm not dead certain as to exactly why they would have chosen that.
I'm not sure either.
It's like it really. This is the level where it all breaks out. So when you really consider it, you have to say that on one hand, you had a lot of pressure leading up to an ultimate. On the other hand, you had an ultimate which more or less denied the ability to pick and choose any one target. You have a team that is pretty much based off of mobility in complexity.
Yes.
And on the other hand, you have a team which is based off of hard engage and picks on the other hand. So in many ways, I feel like we're looking at a recap of the Field Team 6 game, but with a slightly different character mix in Harley as a choice. And in all fairness, I feel like Harley does bring a lot more to the table in terms of being active about both lane sustain and in terms of your ability for just general ability later on and counter engage. Because I feel like counter engage is a very, very important aspect. Because when you look at it, ArcGL his ultimate is in fact reactionary, and that's what you just saw right there, a reactionary ult. When he comes in off the side, and oh my gosh, telekinetic applying that chainsaw liberally to head and shoulders. What's up? It's like a shampoo, dog.
I agreed with you that the global ults are going to be a problem.
Oh, well, problem for who? I'm not rooting for any one team as much as I'm just saying, oh my gosh, Default just really dropping that like it's hot with a little bit of bounce with her ass. Really very good for a 1v2.
That was really well played.
I thought so as well.
I would have continued that dive.
You know, I think I liked him better when he was named Nien. Well, let's just call him Default for now.
Default.
D3 Fault.
I believe that they didn't push as hard, though, because they know that they don't have anyone else down here.
Well, they know they have the mismatch, and really, you look at Default, he's a little bit low. You look at his build right now, he's clearly building for sustain. He's got that level 3 Soul Taker. It's very, very important. He's obviously working his velocities. He's looking for attack speed as a general rule. But here's the reality about Green Arrow. Green Arrow brings it very, very strong early, and he actually has a very, very good late game. But the reality is he doesn't have that significant power spec that you see out of the typical other marksman. So that is something to consider when you look at Default and what he can bring to bear with the Bats.
Okay.
And then obviously up top we have Telekinetic, more or less free farming. It's very clear that he's won that top lane, and that is really going to create some headaches for KGB, in the future. Because when you really look at that matchup between Telekinetic and Pseudo, I mean, that turret's gone. That's a team objective. That's money in the bank. And they've already parlayed that money into other stuff. So I think you can see that applied once we get to the point of seeing other team objectives moving forward.
You're also looking at the levels difference right now. Almost everyone in complexity is a higher level than everyone on KGB.
Yes. That's a constant pressure.
Yeah.
Which is exactly opposite of what you expect. Again, I feel like this map is generally dictated by the overall jungle pressure that a person can bring to bear, and people all look at Nightmare Batman as that guy. He's the guy who brings it. But the reality is, when you get to level 6, ArcGL can be anywhere. He's like Savoir-Faire, dog. Do you even know what Savoir-Faire is?
Why don't you educate me?
So Savoir-Faire is everywhere. And this is the thing. He was an old Warner Brothers, as I like to say, patent property, and he would just kind of hang out, do his own thing, and then after he clowned some fools, he'd be like, Savoir-Faire is everywhere, and then just disappear. But it's kind of like that, but opposite. And this goes back to that ArcGL side. Like, he comes in off the side, you don't expect to see him. Right here, you see this? This is a 2v1. At any point, ArcGL just runs in off the side. No one wants him. No one invited him. But here he is. He's right there.
And it doesn't even matter.
Right. Oh, no, it matters. Look at that right there. You saw 1 kill and then 1 for 1 in terms of his engage.
I do see 1 for 1.
1 for 1.
I see ArcGL not doing any damage.
Yeah, but what you saw was he protected Joker long enough for Platypus to seal that deal. He's like the wingman we all wish we had. Yeah. Look, you can't fault that. We all want a wingman like our TL.
Are you gonna say that he's Goose?
You know, I could say he's Goose. I was thinking more like the guy you bring with you to the bar. Take one for the team.
No one wants that. People want Goose.
What?
People want Goose. Goose and Maverick. That's the only wingman that matters.
Yeah, I suppose.
Only wingman that matters.
Look, you know, again, I guess we'll have to agree to disagree, my brother. But here we are. So we've got Jokers, basically farming like a boss. Just he's on his own side.
Yep.
He's obviously just splitting it.
Yep.
I think we're actually in I feel like
He's
KGB's in a very, very good place right now.
I agree. I think that
In terms of recouping.
Arrow is going to be a force to reckon with later.
Yep.
When he's tumbling around and dodging Mr. Punchies,
Yeah.
dodging spear tridents.
You could say that, but that's an 800 difference between him and Default right now. Jokers is basically working his way from the back, and you can actually see it in the sense that Platypus has more or less abandoned Default in order to make sure he can kind of do his own thing. One of the things I've also noticed is that we have not seen... Have we seen a Raider summon yet?
No.
No,
Nothing.
it doesn't really look like it. No,
Oh, yeah.
there was a Raider summon, and that was taken. So obviously that was deployed. Or the power-up was deployed.
That was deployed by, Red.
There we have it. So again, you see it deployed defensively. This is why they feel safe enough to let Default out. Because they know, pretty much guaranteed, the Default's not going to have to deal with any unorthodox ganks or any unforeseen ones because the overall vision from that surveillance tower. Gameslave decides to push it into Platypus. Platypus does his disengage,
is.
pulls the ultimate out of Gameslave. You see the engage, he drops his ult on the other side.
Harley
and
just
you
almost
see
saved him.
I see a 2 for 3. There's no saving there. We see Telekinetic just more or less, again, this is, I guess Complexity's team party theme is more or less dudes you don't invite to the party but show up anyway. And that's what they're doing right now. With that global pressure, I think Pseudo's in for a rude awakening right now. With that knockdown, and we see that 4 for 1. I think we're going to see that parlayed into at least one team objective. And poor Catwoman with those tight yoga pants. Gotta get it.
Gas Cat should have just stayed mid. She wasn't going to make it down there in time.
Well, you can critique, but here's the reality. She's got to make a play, and she has options. Her only option right now is to kind of try to dodge the Lord of Atlantis, but again, he does not care. Look at that. He flipped her right over with that ultimate ability.
I call that a suplex.
That was, you could say that as a suplex. If only there had been a table, that would have been that extra damage he needed to more or less seal that deal.
Or a chair to hit her with first.
That's true.
Yeah.
But then he needs a little fake paint on a mustache.
Handlebar.
No.
Not just mustache.
Hollywood. We should call him Hollywood.
Oh, look at
Aquaman.
him throwing those tridents.
Yeah, he's not. He actually has the dirty costume.
He does.
So, I mean, he really is dirty. Look at that. Dirty.
And they're going for yet another Raider.
Yep. And this is just that much more credits combined with that much more vision. I mean, the reality here is that I think we need to, I feel that KGB needs to really consider Gameslave's counter-jungling capability, more or less to get in there and destroy the other aspects. But Gameslave tried to move up, tried to contest the Raider, and now he's being made to pay for that. I mean, running away from Aquaman is really rough. It looks like Harley came in with that clutch ultimate, though. That was very, very strong, but they just see Gameslave and they want him. They see that sweet, sweet nightmare bum, and they're on it. Oh! And closed out. So, now Complexity immediately looks to re-engage. They're going to make it a 2 for 1. They might make it a 3 for 1. A 3 for 1. After that 3 for 1, they move right back. Oh, you're right, actually. That was 0.
And
3 for 0. No, but to be fair, when that was happening, we have to give credit to Pseudo. Pseudo basically took the top EMP. That gives them some options later on for a siege or backdoor in order to grind out a turret as quickly as possible on any mismatch.
I
So
agree.
we can look and see what will happen for that later on in the match. But right now we have Jokas kind of pushing it, and Blue Freeze just comes right down, single 1v1. And this is the difference, a variation of a split push. So you know immediately he can kind of move
Here
in
comes Wonder
and deal with
Woman.
that problem. Telekinetic with that kill steal. Oh, you
Kill
can't stop
secure.
it.
Kill secure.
Kill secure with that chainsaw. I imagine right now we see in some team chat, he's just like, yo, man, why you gotta do that?
Was that a chainsaw I heard, or was that a train?
Yeah, that was the pain train.
That was a pain train?
Yeah.
It has 1 speed.
Oh, win.
Win. That's it.
So, yeah. I mean, I think we look at the global golds here. You're almost looking at a 50% difference.
Almost. Not quite.
Yeah. So, I think this really
They have quite the-
clearly puts KGB on the back foot. And given their team comp, which is really about, I feel, a fairly heavy snowball and general map control, we're not really seeing that come out of them, and I feel like they're going to have some difficulties here. Unless they can find the surveillance devices and surveillance towers that have been deployed by by the old KGB, the old school, the complexity, they're going to have a very difficult time finding the picks they need to convert into team objectives.
I feel like, though, if they get one good isolation, catch a few people out.
And we might see it right here. We've got that double, but then obviously the unwanted guest comes right back in, and he's just there.
And
like
everyone else is coming down.
Like that relative you never wanted to know you had. Oh my gosh, Default just comes in off the side too. We've got the zoning of Platypus. This is a brutal composition. I have to wonder if other people are paying attention here, if they see it and they think to themselves, maybe we need to stop someone out of this comp. But when you look at that group, you have to ask yourself, who are you going to take out? Are you going to ban RGL? Are you going to ban Joker? I mean, what are you going to do? Are you going to ban the Lord of Atlantis?
Yes.
He doesn't care. The Lord of Atlantis goes where he wants. He's like, look at me. I'm Lord of Atlantis. And matter of fact, there's even a little piece of dialogue where he tells Superman that he needs to talk to him about Batman because he doesn't care. 0 fucks. That's what he brings.
Given?
Yeah, 0 fucks given.
Wow.
Aquaman gives no shits.
Yeah.
So, here we are again. We've got Chow, 3287. He's doing a good job basically shoving those lanes while he has opportunities. Also a big deal. But meanwhile, we've got Default and Blue Freeze just shoving that mid. Because at the end, they know that they can basically dive that around.
Nice tower dive.
Pseudo taking
Didn't even see it coming.
No.
Looked like everyone just jumped off the top rope simultaneously, landed on top of him, murderizing him.
Right. And you see this. I mean, really, it really is the double team of you've got the RGL, you've got the Atomic Wonder Woman. That combo, so strong.
I'm
so strong.
confused on what's happening right now.
But either way, when Complexity chooses to make a fight happen, look for those ultimates. Look for that timing. So RGL, 19 seconds. You would expect some riskier plays because they know they can immediately convert that from a 2v1 to a 2v2. And that's a 2v2 where a potential damage dealer gets the ability to deal a full payload. And when you look at Joker's build is not a typical controller build. He's not building in an attempt to try to facilitate for Default. He's in fact building like you would see Joker in a solo lane. And this means that he is in fact a damage threat that really KGB needs to consider each and every time. And there we have it. That ult came down. You saw Telekinetic opposition. Telekinetic can go wherever he wants at any given time, given the mobility of that character that never ever scales down. So when you look at him as early game dominant, you have to consider what he brings to the table never ever devolves based off the team comp that Complexity has decided to field.
So you're saying that they have the best tag team?
I'm saying that they have the most mobile tag team. So if you really look to them, it's almost like they had a giant Humvee, and all their guys can hump in the Humvee and like drive up like a clown car. Oh, here we have it, clown car right there on Child 3287, and it's looking like really, wow, that burst damage too strong. You saw the Mr. Punchy. You saw that chainsaw? That's all she wrote. Really, you can dress up in all skirts you want and all the kabuki makeup. It ain't gonna help you.
What about those steam-powered claws?
Those steam-powered claws might have helped if someone hadn't shot them off.
Yeah, that's fair.
See?
That's fair.
That's how we lock it down. And again, you just see it more. Like there's a little bit of lane pressure. I have to give Chow some credit. He shoved that top lane, so that's the only lane that currently doesn't seem to be pushing. But even as we speak, we have Spaghetti enacting some counter jungling, just taking that ability for sustain. He wants that for his team. And meanwhile, they're taking that on top. Another Raider. So you're seeing more and more global vision. And they just leave that power up because they don't even care. They're just like, let's just take this right to the bank.
When not?
Really? I mean, again, like they know. Again, look at the global ultimates. What do they have there? 33 seconds, 36 seconds. When that happens, whenever there's trouble, those two are there on the double.
They need to turn this around.
Yeah, I think that's true. And I imagine in those team chat, that's, you know, it's about the composition, the composure. Like you really have to think to yourself, okay, you got your team in total, 27.7K.
Yep.
Other team,
46.6.
right. So you know you got to think to yourself, okay, how can we possibly bring this back? And really, Complexity is being surgical. They're just stripping KGB's jungle entirely.
Yes.
And just making sure that the amount of options the KGB really has to bring to bear are just being taken away almost in their entirety. Like what we're seeing is a masterwork.
Look at that, removing that.
But he removes some vision, and that's exactly what KGB needs. If they can take that vision away, they have the ability, even with their comp, even being down as much as they are, I feel like they can gain some picks fairly hard. I mean, the ones that they're gonna have to really worry about are Telekinetic, just given the fact that he's at 11,000.
And level 16.
Yeah, I mean, again, you really don't want to 1v1 her right now. She really is at her apex, and from here, if they can weather that storm, the power type will fall off. She will be consistently capable of joining team fights, but here we are. It looks like both Spaghetti and Blue Freeze have decided to come in. Oh, and Platypus. This is exactly what KGB did not want to have happen. This is the inverse. This is the pick. So what KGB needed to do was be able to collapse on Complexity. Instead, what happened was Complexity collapsed on KGB. And we have Default pushing with impunity because he knew those two were down bottom. He knew the two were in his lane. Was one more going to come from him? It didn't matter. He was just going to grab walk away. I mean, again, the display of the old school is to be respected.
I'm 100% agreeing with you while they're doing Leviathan. So I'm pretty sure this is probably going to seal their victory.
I think you're at least going to see 2 team objectives come out of this, regardless of how it pays out.
I think you're going to see a turret come down if they play it correctly.
So it's important to note. So we've got one on Blue Freeze and one on Spaghetti.
They have all but Atomic Wonder Woman's ults.
Yep. That's fair. And I think it's important also to see that, like, again, we have Spaghetti with one. Obviously, Telekinetic got another. It'll be very interesting to see, because I think you want to see those powers placed on the people who have more of the global side ultimate abilities, just because they can come in from anywhere and apply those ultimates against the other team. So when you saw that recall, basically to refresh, now we have the Lord of Atlantis coming back in. All ultimates are unqueued across both sides.
Aside from Atomic Wonder Woman, she got 10 seconds.
Yeah, but she's...
But by the time they attack the turret, it's going to be
right. And she's already there. I mean, you know, she's all set.
Yeah.
So what we're going to see here is a siege, a vintage siege. And really, when you look at Complexity's structure between Aquaman and Joker, they've got it. So here we have the stasis, the lockdown, the turning off of the dampener, and the baby bomb. Sadly, Platypus misses the actual Mr. Punchy, but it almost doesn't matter. Deny the block saves Lord of Atlantis off of that engage, but either way, they got the dampener. Platypus, oh my gosh, Telekinetic does not care, decides to go right back in, doesn't manage to seal that deal, but in fact lives. Wow. That was
ballsy play.
I would argue that as zero respect.
That was zero respect.
When you decide all the person in...
You also got to note that
at the spawn
Nightmare
point,
Batman still hasn't even used his ult.
It's a 1v1.
And there it is.
And there it is. He decides to do it off the cross engage. Neuron's contract comes back in. Default tries to zone him. Oh, but it does not matter. Pseudo comes in with a whip. Whip it.
Whip it good.
Yeah. Sorry. So here we are, Platypus. That was good. It was a 2-for-1 exchange, but the dampener was taken. The middle dampener was taken. And you look at this.
And you're about to see another fight go on right now.
Yeah, it just looks like we have KGB trying to pick a fight on the withdrawal. But overall, it's against
pushing that turret top as well.
Oh, that's true. Gameslave has decided to split push. I think that this tactic could work very well, but sadly, the Lord of Atlantis is there. Oh my gosh.
This matters not to Gameslave.
Tons of damage. Oh, the dunks! And that's it. You can split push, but you have to be able to 1v1. And the reality here is Aquaman, played by Blue Freeze, is nobody's stepping stone.
And he's also level 16, 4 levels above Gameslave.
That's incidentally.
Also has 11,000 credits compared to 5,000.
Well, what's the problem? Well, that seems fair. That's a fair fight.
It is.
So I guess when you look at Aquaman, I guess he is like the 1%.
He is.
Yeah, and he's just like, look, it's fair.
You know what he just told Gameslave? You're fired.
That's true. He was like, here you go. Enjoy that. Also, I dropped my dunk on you. That cooldown is like 28 seconds. Suck it.
You know what else he just said? This ladder match is over.
That's true. It's over.
I'm dropping you.
I'm dropping this. So, and then we have it with them. They're taking Raider again. They're going to get more vision. This is even more important for their overall siege mechanics. They've just cracked this base. And really, I mean, KGB has to be desperate now.
They really need to focus their efforts on isolating one person, which means they do need to clear all of the vision out of the jungle.
Yeah.
But they haven't even been actively trying to do that. As you can see, there's still 2 Raider towers. 3 Raider towers now up. 4 Complexity.
That's so much vision. I mean, again, it's almost the point now where it's almost clean dominance. They need to figure out, they need to find a way to more or less fan out, find those surveillance towers, and blind them. At least within one quadrant. Because then the good news is that if you look at the breakdown, they've lost the middle dampener. they have to consider that it's the real aggro is only going to come from the top or the bottom. They need to make sure they can find a way to conceal that. But right now, after losing that top tower, now they really are in a situation where they're going to begin this long siege. I mean, the good news for them is Complexity does not have the Leviathan power-ups this time. And they needed those last time to more or less make that trade that they did, which was actually in favor of KGB. But now we see it. They've dropped the EMP. They've moved over to the side, and it looks like we have some people out of position. Oh, Telekinetic decides to seal the deal on Yoga Pants, and that leaves us in a world where the top Abner goes bye-bye.
Yep. Looked like Lord of Atlantis and Gaslight Cat were dueling out in the bottom lane, trying to do a split push, but I feel like I feel like she should have came back once she saw that the other team was just rolling through her lane.
And there we have it. The Lord of Atlantis seals that deal, even at about half health after closing out Gascat. I mean, that entire situation, she may have been trying to get back, and I feel like she would be a great addition to her team, but Aquaman does not care. Again, Atlantis style, does not care. Jokers is trying to make a team presence known. It looks like Telekinetic is still once more trying to seal it, seals out Harley. Now we've got a 4-0. And I believe this might very well be the end of the game, just based off the amount of damage the Complexity is capable of bringing to bear here. Again, an absolutely dominant performance. We look at that. 66.6K versus 37.7. Oh my. It looks like we have the old school as being the number one.
You know this shows, right?
What?
Championship belt up next.
That's true.
And who's going to go for it?